Charles John Uffan Dickens was an English writer and social critic. He created some of the world's most memorable fiction characters and is generally regarded as the greatest novelist of the Victorian period. During his life, his works enjoyed unprecedented fame, and by the 20th century, his literary genius was probably acknowledged by critics and scholars. His novels and short histories continue to be widely popular.
Philip Reeve, better known as Pip, is an orphan who lives with his sister and her husband after the death of his parents. One day he visits the grave of his parents and he meets an old fugitive convicted of a prison ship. After 2 years, Pip is sent to the house of Miss Havisham, where he meets Stella, who falls madly in love. The desire of woman was to take revenge on all men since she was planned on the day of her wedding. Stella many times threatened him, cruelly mocked her clothes, saying this Pip wants to be a hangman in order to be worthy of the love of Stella. After Miss Havisham, Pip decides he is educated as blacksmith. Some time later, Pip and Joe receive a visit from Mr. Jagger, who informs them that Pip has a benefactor to having the opportunity to study to become a knight. Pip agreed and was removed for the care of his friend and brother Joe to go to live in London and broke up as a hangman. Pip prefers not to remember his old life, so he does not return where his old friends Joy and Biddy, who was madly in love with him. The death of his sister was the reason for Pip making a few visits to friends. At age 21, Pip got his fortune, and his friend Herbert helped to plan a business with which he could marry his beloved Clara. One night he appeared in his room a man named Abel Magwitch. Pip was recognized as the old convict who had been in cemetery when he was a child. A bad situation, Pip tries to be nice to the old but just wanted to get rid of. Magwitch tells him that had been sent to Australia and that they had barred from returning. However, he returned alone to see him. Pip, even more panicked when he suspected the whole truth. Abel Magwitch was his benefactor. Abel Magwitch was finally sentenced to death but not sentenced to die. After this, Pip Wake State returns to the village, having received the recent visit of Joe. There takes a big surprise. Joe and Biddy were married. After that, he goes to work with Herbert in Egypt. After 11 years out of England, back to visit Joe and Biddy, who had a child named after him, Pip. He decides to go to the former home of Mr. Havisham, and there is by chance with Stella, whose husband had died long ago, and just talking and walk together hand in hand. End.
Positive aspects in the world are many values as the perseverance, the love, the friendship, the collaboration to give without receiving. Examples of these aspects are when the comic gives money for Pips, upbringing, and also the friendships of Pip and Hilbert.
Negative aspects. In the work appear many situations of violence since Pip, in a moment of his life, is forced by his sister. Likewise, situations of deception appear after the course of the war. A clear example in that after many years, Pip discovered that the former convict was the fact that it helped with money at his life.
We invite them to read Great Expectations since it is a very interesting book and it was leaving many education us. This book shows you use a history of not correspondent love and of fight to come to the end in spite of the conflicts.
Great expectations.
Read!